Hi, this is Ronick from Ask.Audio, and we're going to take a first look, an in-depth kind of look at the Neutron from Behringer, which is a semi-modular analog synthesizer, as you probably already know. If you've had your head in a place away from the internet, then you may not have heard of this beautiful, beautiful thing. It is a $299 semi-modular 2-oscillator paraphonic synthesizer. It's kind of cool. This is the pre-production model. It has a whole patch bay here. You can link it up to, connect it up to Eurorack. It's really nice. It's fully analog. It sounds really good. That's the sound. Anyway, let's get in, and I'm going to just do a very, very brief overview of some of the controls, and then we'll just make some sounds and see where it goes from here. So we've got two oscillators here. You've got the tuning for both, and you've got an oscillator mix here, which is a dial. Oh, actually, the first thing I'm going to talk about here is the build quality, because the quality of this thing is really good. It's sturdy, it's light enough to take with you. As you can see, in terms of size, it's a little bit smaller than the Arturia keystep, and roughly the same depth, if you like. It feels sturdy, really well made. The knobs, I've got a good feel to them. You know, it takes a bit of effort for most of these to really turn them, which is good, so you don't accidentally nudge or jog them, while the tuning is obviously a lot more fluid. Okay, so we've got two oscillators. So we've got oscillator 1. They're both identical, by the way. We've got 5 different waveforms, and one of the cool things about the Neutron is that you can change the shape and actually morph between them. So if you can see here, as I'm moving the shape dial, I'm morphing now between, well, we start off with the square wave going to the pulse, and you can see you can actually get a bit of both, going down to the sawtooth, triangle, and the sine. Let's have a listen. I've got the oscillator mix all the way through to oscillator 1 here. And now all the way down to the sine wave. We've got pulse width here. You can actually link both of these oscillators together with oscillator sync, so they both get linked to oscillator 1, which is kind of cool. You can actually have it switch between these different waveforms. So rather than morphing, it's really quite simple. You just hold down the range key here, which selects the octave range, 8, 16, 32. We're on 32 right now. Just hold that down until this key track button starts pulsing or flashing. Tap that, it starts flashing. Hold this down, we're in that mode now. You just actually switch between the different waveforms. No morphing, but I'm going to turn back morphing. That's just a little quick trick. Okay, let's just have a listen to some of the sounds if you bring the second oscillator into play as well. I'm going to try and do as little talking as possible in this video. I'm excited, so forgive me if I just start rambling on about stuff, but really I want you just to be able to hear the sounds, because that's what this synth is all about. It's really versatile. I'm impressed, you know, as you probably guessed. But let's move on from the oscillator section. Oh, and you've got paraphonic mode here, I didn't mention, but basically means each oscillator can take a different note once it's pressed. But anyway, we'll move straight on to the filter section. It's a voltage control filter. It's built by Mr. Moffat or Mofat. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. One of the engineers at Behringer. They're pretty proud of this filter, and I have to say it's a very gnarly kind of aggressive, but you know, it's kind of got some bite to it, this filter. I'll show you what I mean. currently in low pass mode here. We can switch modes, so high pass, as you'd expect. Sounds like that. Okay, so I can get caught up in the whole filter thing. Anyway, we have a noise mode here, so you can add some noise to it. Let's just turn the, let's get back to low pass mode, and you can hear this, what the noise sounds like. Envelope 1, envelope 2 here. You can get some nice percussive sounds. I have to say I was a little bit surprised at how clicky you can get just by keeping the attack down at 0. But the engineers at Behringer told me that they really wanted to kind of, you know, accentuate the fact that you can really go for some percussive sounds. And if you've seen the video that they've released of 4 neutrons in tandem playing a complete track, then you'll see what I mean, because all the drum sounds are created from the neutron. So I'm not much of a percussive guy, I have to say. Let's just turn this up and get that noise away. Right, okay. So we got some nice sounds here. Focus on the bass a little bit, and let's just play around and see what we come up with. We've got the LFO here. Now some people have complained when they saw early pictures of the neutron that, you know, why is the cutoff frequency knob smaller than the shape LFO? Well, I can kind of understand that, but I also kind of like this being so big. It's a more fluid feel to the knob, so you can move it in a nice way. Having it bigger really gives you a little bit more control over the shapes that you can morph between here. So I've got the mod depth up a little bit here. You can see I can go from sine wave shape to the different shapes along here. I don't need to explain all these shapes to you, I'm sure. Adjust the rate. crunchy sounds here. It's not afraid to really get into Sorry, I got bored of that sequence. I'm about to get bored of this sequence too. Okay, what else should we look at? Well, the envelope, kind of obvious here, envelope 1. Envelope 2 is for control by the envelope depth here. So we can modulate the sound a bit. Let's just get a bored of that sound. Let's go to something else. Too bassy for me. Let's try that. And over here you've got overdrive options. You've got the drive, tone, and the level. So you get quite a sharp kind of sound. Let's switch the filter mode. Low pass. That's kind of cool. And when you turn off envelope depth, you can really hear the difference. But it sounds so good, doesn't it? Let's carry on a little bit further on here. So we looked at the overdrive a bit. Let's turn that down. That'll do. Some other sounds we can come up with. Well, there are some kind of interesting sounds. So let's use modulation a bit again. Let's bring the other oscillator in as well. We can get that kind of vowel-y sound. As much as I like the filter, I do find that you can really get into some clicks and crackles if you're not careful. So it's a good idea to learn how the filter works a bit more and go easy on the resonance. Okay, we haven't even looked at the key sync here. So this starts off or triggers the LFO every time a key is pressed. I like getting these long atmospheric drone-like sounds. You might need headphones to hear this, the bass. But you know, wouldn't it be nice if we had, I don't know, a delay? Well, luckily we do. It's right here. So it's not my favorite delay I've ever heard, if I'm quite honest. This is the pre-production model, so it's possible that it's going to be slightly different. I'm not sure about that, so don't take my word for it. But let's just play around with this a little bit. It does get kind of noisy. Okay, you get the idea. So, this delay, let's just have a quick explore. I'll just bring the release and the sustain down a bit, so we've got, okay, a bit more of a, not percussive sound, but something a little bit more tameable. See, as I turn this mix up, it's kind of noisy. Again, I don't know if this is just limited to the pre-production model or if that'll be the same, but it's a nice delay. It just, there are obviously better delays on the market, hardware delays that you can get. The Meris Polymoon, for example, springs to mind, but this is a $299 analog semi-modular synthesizer, so I'm fine to have a basic delay on here, a good delay, and then route out to another kind of delay that I really would like in, if I want to. Oh yeah. Okay, so there's a bit of delay going. Kind of doubles up as a chorus effect too. think used subtly, adjusting the mix can make a good difference there. Okay, there's a whole bunch more stuff that, you know, to explore. Oh, and you've got the slew rate here, attenuators to do various things there when you start plugging things in. I haven't really, to be honest, got into the stage of completely patching up, but this is a fantastic gateway drug into the modular world. It's a really, really good synthesizer, the Neutron. This is not a review, okay? But it's just a little demo of some of the sounds that you can get that I kind of like. There's so much more to this. It's just got a good sound. Makes me want to play it. Okay, sorry, I forgot to speak there. I just like playing with this. It's so fun to play. It's really a lovely, lovely synthesizer. I can't get away from the fact that it's $299, and I think most people who have come across it or know about it can't as well. There are the naysayers out there going, oh, it's not going to be great quality. Well, sorry, internet, but actually it is really good quality. It sounds very good. It sounds as good as you are programming it, and as you can see, I had varied results at times, but I just enjoy it. There's going to be a full review on Ask.Audio at some point. This synth will be shipping, Behringer say, around late April, maybe May, possibly late May. I would recommend that as soon as it comes on for pre-order, if you're interested in the Neutron, you should just go ahead and pre-order it and buy it, because this thing is going to sell like hotcakes. If you consider it's like, I don't know, half the price of the Moog Mother 32, that's a pretty significant thing. Yes, it doesn't have a sequencer, but oh my gosh, it is fun to play. It sounds good. There's so much more than I've shown you that you can do with it. I should probably show you in the back as well. On the back, you've got inputs. You can actually feed external audio in through the filter. You've got output. You've got phones output as well with a volume control. You've got the MIDI switch here, MIDI through. USB, that doesn't send audio. It just connects up to your computer, and I believe that will send MIDI over USB and allow you to do firmware updates if or when Behringer update the Neutron in some way. I love the Neutron. Please do not let anyone from Behringer come and take this away from me. I want to keep it. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to do whatever I can just to hold on to it for as long as possible. I do really love it. In fact, you know what? I'll just go and buy it if they take it away. It's that nice. Anyone that's unsure about the color, that was also a sticking point. It is different, you know. It's not your typical cool black or metal gray or something like that. It certainly has its own look and feel to it. It actually looks really good in the studio. It looks fine on the desk. It feels nice. It's got its own character, which is so in keeping with what the Neutron is about. It is its own synth. It's not a clone of anything. It's what Behringer have come up with in their Behringer Labs in Manchester, UK. They have designed this little beast, and it has its own character, and I think it's in keeping with that. They've chosen a certain look and color for it, which is different to anything else. So kudos to them. I'm loving it, and stay tuned to Ask Audio for a full review. Thanks.